class, this is Miss Gooch. Here we are on 6.2 day 2. Again, we're working on making nets to help us find the surface area. So here is our first rectangular prism. We need to find the surface area. So first and foremost, pause the video while you draw your net. Alright, so here I have my net. And I'm going around and I'm going to be labeling the largest side based off of my picture. My longest side is this right here. So all of these will be the largest number, which is my 5 centimeters. So I'm going to write in 5 on each one of these. All right. So now I need to do my next largest, which would be this lovely 4 centimeters, and it's going to go on my next largest ones. So I get to put it here and here. But remember, if I put it on this right here, this wall of this rectangle, that means that this corresponding side also has to be 4. And if it's on this rectangle, it is then on the other side. So I'm going to write in my 4s. Okay, now that gives us our last number, which is our smallest number. And that would be our 1s. Now just to make sure, we should have alternating numbers going down. We have 4, 1, 4, 1. That's great. All of these going this direction need to be 1s. That matches. And then the top rectangle folds to the side and they should match. And these should match. This should match here, which it does because it's the 4. This should match. And then this last one should be all the way over here. So yep, this all matches. Now go through and find the area. Remember, the area of a rectangle is length times width. So go through and do that now. As you can see, I've gone through in the black and found the area for each rectangle. Now I'm going to write each one down. And remember, I do like to go in order. So 25, 25, and then my 2 wings. And now I'm going to add all of that up. So 20 plus 5 is 25. Plus 25 is 50, so I have 58. And then we must put our units on the end, which are centimeters squared. And that is the surface area for this rectangular prism. Let us try one triangular prism. So here's the triangular prism. Go ahead and draw your net right now and pause this video. Okay, class, so here is my net. I need to finish filling in the numbers, but I thought I'd do that while I was talking to you. So I'm looking at my triangle, and I see that it has the height of 3, and as you see, I put that height in as blue, and I wrote it down as 3. Well, the base for the triangle is 8. So that means that this side of my rectangle must be 8. So I'm going to write that in. All right, now I can see that here my other side of my triangle face is going to be 5. So I'm going to write my 5 here. If this is 5, that means then when I fold this together, it's going to touch this side of the rectangular triangular prism. So that means that must also be 5. Now I look over here and I see that the other side, I look at the arrow, is pointing to this right here on my rectangle, and it's also 5. And it's also this side of this triangle. So that means that the other rectangle's height is also 5. Now, so we have actually done each of the heights in all of the rectangles, and the triangles are finished, but we haven't used all of our numbers yet. We need to use the number that will be this piece of our rectangles in our triangular prism. So I go through and I look through and find the one number we haven't used, and that is 4. So I'm going to write 4 for each one of these. As I do that, pause the video and find the surface area for the rectangular pieces of this triangular prism. All right, so I found the surface area for each of the rectangular prisms, part of the prism. So remember that the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. The most missed part of this is that 1/2. You guys just continue to times them together. So here, I will write it out. I have 1/2 times 3 times 8. I'm going to type that into my calculator, and I will get out 12. And so both of the triangular pieces' area is 12. Again, my base and my height. Okay, now I'm going to take a moment and add up all of these pieces. Class, don't forget to take the time to write out what you're adding together before you type it in your calculator. This will lead to less mistakes in the adding process, because you can clearly see what you are adding together to get your total surface area. All right, so when adding those together, I got 96. Now I need to put my units on it. Because we were finding area, they will be inches squared. All right, class, thank you for your time, and I hope this helped to remind you of what we did in class today. Bye.